Da, 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 da. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day for a neighbor. Hi, Sam.
Hello.
Hi, Kitty. Kitty is sewing. Sam is eating weird food, and I'm drinking coffee. So we're all
Curry's not
fidgeting
that
with something.
weird.
Coffee's lovely. Like I am I am a caffeine addict.
It's true. It's
I am
true.
torn between water and Malibu.
Oh,
I'd say
you know
why
what?
not both, but not together.
The 5 best fun facts about coffee history. We can start out on that. Let's see. Coffee spurred the Age of Enlightenment and the Industrial Revolution. Women launched a propaganda campaign against coffee in 1674, claiming it made men impotent.
Wow. That's funny.
that would have been something.
The Boston Tea Party led to the rise of coffee in America. So it's all the Tea Party people's fault. Everybody started that shit.
Well, no, like it makes sense though, because if you didn't want to be paying the tax on tea, and if you dumped all the tea in the harbor because you didn't want to pay the tax, having something else caffeinated to drink, you know, it
Right.
actually
Makes perfect
makes
sense. It's just also funny.
There's
Hilarious.
a link to what I'm reading off of, in case anybody else is interested. The fourth thing is there have been 5 attempts to ban coffee in the world that we know of. Mecca in 1511, Italy in the 16th century, Constantinople in 1623, Sweden in 1746, and Prussia in 1777.
Some of those are relatively recent. I mean, granted, hundreds of years ago, but still.
Yeah, relatively speaking, that is quite recent.
The Frederick the Great of Prussia issued a manifesto outlawing the drinking in favor of beer. His statement read, and we're paraphrasing here, "I was brought up on beer, so how could it possibly be bad?" He did live until his 74th birthday, when the average life expectancy was 36, so Freddie might have a good point.
I mean, Prussia did eventually become Germany, so kind of makes sense.
Right. And the most expensive coffee ever purchased at an auction was $2,273 a pound.
Was that the
That's
one with
expensive
the?
coffee.
Is that the poop coffee where like the monkey eats the coffee bean and then eats the cherry around the coffee bean and then poops it out, and then they gather it up like it's like Kopi.
It doesn't say anything like
something. I don't know. There's literally a monkey poop coffee that is really expensive.
That's disgusting. I kind of just have my stomach turn a little bit. So the just this past year in September, this happened. It says a lot of Panama green coffee called the Jose Alfredo Gesha series was bought for $5,001 per kilo. Keep in mind the retail markup of coffee from green to cup is about 300%. So a 20-gram brewed cup would cost approximately $300. Company says that it has notes of white peach, narcissus, sounded like Trump for a second, never mind, grapefruit zest, lilac, raspberry jackfruit, something else, lyric, buoyant, cocoa nib, star anise, guava cola, wisteria, dried orange maple syrup, plush velvety, and the color pink.
You're gonna taste a color. I mean, unless you have synesthesia, that's not normal.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know a couple of people who are synesthetic, but not normal.
I mean, to be fair, synesthesia is not normal either, but yeah, no, like if you don't specifically have that, it is definitely not normal.
No, you might want to check whatever you've just eaten or drunk.
Yeah. and maybe go find a friend to ride it out with, because someone might have slipped you something. But B, I sent you a Nat Geo article in your Twitter DMs about it's Kopi Luwak coffee.
Look, that's my brother.
Ah, hello.
So,
Sorry, I was overreading coffee facts. You know how I feel about that. Oh, you're muted.
Well, right.
I got you. Oh, I can. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, lots of interesting. What's so special about this coffee? $300 a cup, you said, or something?
Yeah, it's supposed to be some rare, limited kind, and it has a bunch of like different flavors in it. So they must have.
Is it
like
processed by unicorns eating it?
Yes, yes. They shit it out. It comes out like a rainbow.
Yeah, you'd have bloody hope so at that price, wouldn't you?
Yeah, good shit.
Considering I brought up Kopi Luwak, you saying good shit was an unintentional pun.
Touche.
I'm not gonna let that one slip by.
No,
it would have been a bit shitty if you had.
Right?
Nell said the poop coffee isn't from monkeys. It comes from a civet in the cat family.
All right, fair.
Right.
Okay.
So I feel a little bit better about cat versus not really, but
yeah,
okay.
No, it's not.
like it's
not
still they poop it out. Like the main point was an animal eats it and then poops it out, and then they go digging for the coffee beans.
Cat poop coffee? No, we're not. Here's the scoop on cat poop coffee. Yeah.
The scoop.
Yeah. Just did that about an hour and a half ago. Cats are happy.
See, I bet. Someone probably made a hairball of that article.
I think it's funny that people from over where you are, Sam, always say, "Oh, coffee, tea is the best." But because of tea, we have coffee. So whose fault is it really? Just saying.
I mean, in fairness, coffee is actually drunk more than tea here now. But I do know people who drink 8 cups of tea a day. So
it's a lot.
I don't know how big are the cups.
I usually have 2 or 3. This is a fairly average size cup.
So like 12 ounces.
My frame of reference here is a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So 12 to 16 ounces. Yeah, okay.
Average for a coffee cup, like here anyway.
32. Oh no, I'm sorry. I just know people that have big coffee. Look, my girlfriend has a coffee cup. It's stands here. I'll just do it like this. This is a regular ass cup, right? Mm-hmm. Hers stands this tall and is that big around. It holds like 4 cups of coffee.
We've got something similar to that. I think it's Sports Direct that does them. They're stupidly big mugs. It's just like that'll do. Also, something I have learned is that you guys have smaller pints than us. A pint in the US is smaller than a pint in the UK.
Like pint of beer?
Yes.
Or pint of everything?
Pint, the measurement a pint.
Huh. Didn't know that.
I don't know that it's smaller by much, but it is smaller. Also, hi, Cat.
Oh, yeah. Hi. He's been very needy. Throw me the toy. Get the toy. No. You have it wrong. You fetch. I throw. Go get your own toy. This has been our debate for the last 3 days.
So I got the new replacement chain. This I had been wearing this chintzy little pentagram that I put around my sewing machine now on the tattoo choker chain for a while, because the silver chain that I had for my actual favorite pentagram, it had broken, and I finally got the replacement for it. So I feel way less, let's get my hair out of the way. I feel way less off now, because not having it.
Yeah, that's a big size difference. Yeah.
That's good.
Well, and this one has the phases of the moon around it too. So from new to full. So like I've
cool.
had this for almost 20 years.
Oh yeah.
So like,
well, that's
I kept it locked up when the chain broke.
So you got it when you were 3?
I'm 34.
See, I have unfortunately lost my pentacle necklace, but I lost it in this room, so it's here somewhere. But
Well,
I do still have. I do
ran off with it.
That really narrows it down. Then that's good.
Yeah, but I do still have my chain of chain with a arrowhead that has a helm of ore engraved in it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. You know, it's funny how you get used to jewelry. Like I got so used to when I was with my ex, Amy, I got so used to having that ring on because she wanted some kind of like, we're taking thing for each other or whatever. So we just got some basic silver bands. And I wore that for a while. And before her, I wore another ring. And before that, I wore another. So I just got used to it. So I went out and bought myself a ring. And whenever it bothers me, I could just put it on. That feels similar because I just I feel naked sometimes.
Oh, I relate to that really hard because my best mate back when we were dating gave me a necklace, like it was just a metal chain with a little dragon on it down here. And I got so used to it, I'd sometimes forget to take it off before bed. And now it feels really off if I'm not wearing something, hence why I've got this. Because the dragon broke.
There you go, Kitty. Nell said 34, still just a kitten.
No.
What does that make me then?
Oh my God, you're a newborn. I don't know.
Like, and then this ring here on my thumb is, I've had this since I was in high school. It was probably like freshman or sophomore year in high school that I got this ring. And like I'm the type that I don't tend to take my jewelry off unless like I'm going into hospital or like I need an MRI or something where you really can't. But like it's like familiar and I'll like fidget with it. Like I'll sit there and I'll play with my tongue ring or my belly button ring. Or if I'm wearing earrings, those like just something to kind of fidget with a little bit.
I have a stupid question. A pentagram as a ring, it's dependent on which way your hand's facing, which way the pentagram's facing. So how do I know which one you mean?
Well, I mean, regardless, I mean, a pentagram is representation of earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. Like, there's that whole, if it's facing up, it's good. If it's facing down, it's bad. But really, even if you were using it in a casting of magic sense, an inverted pentagram would be more about trying to keep evil away, and one with it pointing up would be more about trying to draw positive energy in. So like there isn't actually any negative or evil connotation no matter how it's drawn.
How'd that get into our culture?
Because Christians wanted to persecute pagans.
So
that's probably it, yeah.
That sounds right.
Where the big divide comes from is that a lot of Satanists use an inverted pentagram. And when it's more considered about the honestly speaking as a witch here, but when it's drawn, it's usually seen as about the intention, because you could go and sit at the opposite side of it and then it'd be inverted.
Right.
It doesn't super matter. It's a pentagram. It's asymmetrical, so sitting in different places will look different, but it's how you view it mentally.
Like, I am a former witch. Like, I mean, hell, I still consider myself Wiccan, just without the woo. Like, I am a non-theistic Wiccan or atheist witch. Like, I don't believe in magic or anything like that anymore. But one, it doubly freaks out the uptight Christians that want to beat me over the head with the Bible. So, atheist witch, it's doubly scary. But also, I admit I like, the traditions and the holidays. And when you really stop to think about it, a lot of the history, and see, I'm on topic because we're talking history, a lot of the history behind the traditions that are celebrated by Christians are actually stolen pagan traditions. Christmas had absolutely nothing to do with the birth of Christ. Like historians, like biblical historians, believe that he would have been born in the spring if he existed at all, which I have my doubts. But ultimately, there was a massive pagan festival called Yule. And just think, Yuletide greetings, a Yule log, decorating a Christmas tree. Well, it would be a Yule tree. Having a feast, giving gifts, all of these things that we associate with Christmas were literally pagan traditions for Yule or the winter solstice.
This is where my pedantry might come in a bit, and I'll point out that Yule is specifically Germanic, and other traditions had other winter solstice celebrations.
Fair.
So, it says here, the pentagram was used in ancient Chinese and Japanese religions to symbolize the 5 elements of life. In Japanese culture, the symbol was also considered magical. Ancient Babylonian culture was also using the pentagram to represent various gods and religious beliefs of their own. The Christian symbolism of it was originally used to represent the 5 wounds of Jesus. It was soon supplanted by the symbol of the cross, but the pentagram was still recognizable as Christian symbol for a few hundred years after Jesus' resurrection. Continuous line was also considered symbolic of the Alpha and Omega.
It's interesting to me, and Kitty, you mentioned that some scholars think that if Jesus Christ existed, would have been born in the spring and that's because of the sheep grazing at night. That's where they're getting that from.
Yeah.
Also, if you look into the tribes of Israel, they align to the signs of the zodiac, and he's born into the tribe of Reuben, which is the bull, which is Taurus. So that's yes.
Thank you for enlightening me.
Mind you, the actual details around the birth in the first place, if he did exist, are dodgy. I, for example, wouldn't necessarily hold, like a lot of New Testament scholars would, that he would be born in the spring, purely and simply because the census does not match up with any historical census. The census was most likely made up. So if he did exist, I would argue we can't know what time of year he'd be born.
It is definitely made up, the census thing. Yeah. That's well, it's not made up, but it's historically.
It was hundreds of years out, wasn't it? Was it hundreds of years? I forget my timescales, but it was definitely not when it's said to be in the Bible.
Yeah, it only needs to be about 40 years wrong before it's just out of the ballpark.
Yep. Yeah, and look, B, we're sticking on topic as well.
Yeah, we're talking about history, and I mean,
Absolutely.
the other two other major holidays that have pagan influences would be Easter, which would be the spring equinox, and that is kind of, it's kind of where you get the eggs and bunny rabbits, because spring fertility festival, like eggs are for fertility and the bunnies are for shagging, that kind of thing. Like, it's representation of fertility. But that was a quote from Eddie Izzard that I stole. But another one that people don't realize is Halloween. The reason why we call it Halloween, Halloween was originally Samhain, which was basically a night that it was believed that the veil between this world and the afterlife was thinnest, so you would leave offerings for your ancestors. I mean, the closest modern analog would be like Dia de los Muertos in Mexico. And the Christians were like, no, we can't have this. We can't have this pagan bullshit up in here. So they said, okay, so we're going to scrap the remembering of ancestors, and instead we're going to make it about remembering the saints. So they made November 1st Hallowmas, or All Saints Day, and the night before became known as All Hallows Eve, which eventually got bastardized into Halloween and became a commercial holiday that is honestly still my favorite, even if it is just about commercialism and capitalism and consumption.
Still the best one.
Yeah, it really is.
See, Halloween is now my favorite holiday in terms of like the traditional ones that are culturally celebrated, but I've never actually celebrated Halloween.
I only
United States some year, man. We do it upright.
I only perked up because somebody said the word census.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be watching because you guys bore me. But listen, I've literally done it today.
Nice.
I'm sorry. Stool just kills me. I can't even handle it. So you have the new census in your hand? Is that what you have?
That's what I have, B. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I've done it because I'm a good boy.
Hi, Trish.
Hey.
Always fill in the census. Always do that.
Yep. It's very important.
It's very important, but I'll tell you something.
No, it really is. Like, it matters for legislation and funding and all kinds of shit. It's actually very important to fill it out. At least here in the U.S.
I guess that Sam has never filled in a census before because he's not old enough, but...
No, just first time this week.
Okay.
I say first time this week, I've not done it. I'm intending to do it this week.
I'm slightly worried about the questions because they're not necessary questions, but whatever. Go with it.
£1,000 fine if you don't. Ha. That's how you get that done. We should do that here.
There are some very disturbing, not disturbing, but some weird questions on this year's census. This year's. It only happens every 10 years, but some very weird ones. And I've chosen not to answer them.
Like what?
Oh, name your last employee's name.
Isn't that just for identification?
That's not a census question.
The thing with the census is that the census individual data is supposed to be tucked away for 100 years, so that shouldn't matter.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna be shooting into the wind here. I don't think that's an American saying. I think I might have just made that up. But if you've done the UK census this year ever, there are some very, very weird questions on it that are absolutely nothing to do with gaining the information about the population. Really fucking weird stuff. You wouldn't understand this, Sam, because you've never done one before, but this is really fucking weird. And
I've looked over previous censuses, so I have an idea what to expect.
I'm not a big fan of the people who say, "Ooh, they're trying to steal our information," but this is really fucking weird. Very weird. It will take you. Listen, I've got to do my big boy bit because, listen, if you're in the UK, it is your duty to do it. Technically, you can be fined £1,000 if you don't do it. You should do it on Sunday.
Okay, so
I'm just
imparting that information, Stool.
I'm just doing the legals.
Now, Stool, out of curiosity, is there an independent agency that monitors the census, or is it done by whatever party's in power? So did the Tories come up with the questions, or is there their own division or whatever that's nonpartisan?
That's a good question. And in previous years, that would be a pertinent question, but the life that we now live in is so weird in this country. It's actually oh God, I don't want to bore people. Oh. No, forget it. Move on. Carry on with what you're talking about.
I want to point out two things.
Bore your pants off on this because I'm not a happy bunny about this.
I want to point out something. Ox says, if you don't fill in the census, how will they know where to find you if you don't fill in the census?
Oh, well, I'm not even going to go there.
Hey, Maynard.
The Office for National Statistics is supposed to be fairly independent, but
You can't see this, but it is the ONS.
Hold
And
on.
it's signed by Professor Sir Ian Diamond.
Hold on. There you go.
Don't make
Hold it
me
up,
big.
Stool. Show us.
No,
Quit. Show us. Show it.
Oh. Whoa! Just accidentally doxed myself. Don't look at the big long number. Don't look at that big long 12-digit number.
16. Honestly, it's kind of blurry.
No, seriously, if you have access to that very long 12-digit number,
it's 16.
That's totally secret to me. I'm not saying I trust this system, but go for it.
Oh my god!
I literally do not give a shit because these people are just selling my data everywhere. So whatever, you know my name. I don't care. You know where I live. Nothing to hide.
Still, where's your hat? Speaking of hiding things.
Oh, I've done a really good thing.
What'd you do?
But you can't see it.
Oh.
Oh, damn. I wasn't big enough.
Well, then that's no fun.
I actually put hair gel on.
Ooh. Gelled that shit, huh? Still trying to get a date. Look, you can tell he's a bachelor. He didn't even put the lid back on. It's just sitting there open. Oh my goodness. So Trish, what's been up with you? How are you feeling?
I'm okay. I just found out I possibly might have the twins this weekend. So I'm 30 weeks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Possibly this weekend.
Yeah.
Do you have names picked out? Know the sexes, all that?
They're identical twin boys, and their names will be Luke and Jude.
Let me turn you up some. You're kind of quiet.
Which one will be which?
Twin A is Luke, and twin B is Jude.
Okay.
So twin A always comes out first. So I'm okay. I got the COVID vaccine.
Sam is eating nibbles.
Whew. Does that scare you being pregnant and getting that?
No. At first it did, but now not really. Because like there's been like a couple of studies where like women had their babies like in February and had their babies, and the babies had the antibodies of COVID. That makes me feel a little better.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, cool. And I had like a bad response to it. So I can only imagine being a high risk pregnancy and having COVID. I just like,
I have to admit to being a bad.
You're a bard?
A bad.
It's bad.
You play musical instruments and sing in public?
I can be a bard if you'd like, but that's not really
a bird.
I think a bad. Oh, fuck you.
What does he say?
Oh dear.
He's basically saying he's a terrible person.
He obviously said a bard. I thought that's.
I heard a bad, like Brava, Alpha, Delta.
I said
we got a flurf in the room. We can move on now.
No idea.
That's what I was waiting for this whole time. Hi, Jenny.
Hi. The Earth is flat, you know.
Oh, that's what it is. that kind of okay. Flat earther, flurf. Okay.
Flurf.
Got it.
I thought they just called them nifbies or something. I don't know.
My husband, Ethan, he like named our internet like name Flat Earth because he was so obsessed with like the arguments of Flat Earth to make fun of people. Mm-hmm. And so like it's a joke when people come over for our Wi-Fi that we put Flat Earth and they're like, what?
Wait a minute. Do you believe that? I didn't know that about you.
No, I don't. Yeah, no, we don't.
No, I know. I'm saying that's what they think, right?
Oh, yeah.
Which is great. I can appreciate that. Absolutely. So what's going on, Jenny?
Nothing much. I just woke up and realized that I'm supposed to be online here, so I just jumped on.
Yay! Glad you made it.
Try and figure out what the hell you're talking about so I can join.
Well, we've talked about all kinds. We've talked about the history of the pentagram, some fun facts about the history of coffee. What do you want to talk about?
I got nothing.
What year did they start doing the census? Does anybody know that?
Like biblical times. Like the census has kind of been as long as we've had society. We've had, abacus counters trying to figure out population growths and distributions. Though I'm sure it's evolved over time.
See, United States Census Bureau started in July 1st of 1902.
A quick Google would suggest that the first known census was 3,800 BCE in the Babylonian Empire.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, hold on.
And the big question being why?
1790. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. August 2nd of 1790, the first census in the United States took place. Go ahead, Jenny.
What, way back when, what were they doing that was so important?
That noise is really annoying. Stop sewing. Stop sewing.
I don't think that's
right
sewing.
now.
There's some kind of little clicky noise going on.
Oh, I don't hear anything except for you talking. But go ahead, Jenny. What were you saying?
I'm just wondering what the ancients thought that they had that was so important that they had to do a census about.
I don't know. You want me to look it up for you? I don't have a clue. Told you guys, I'm just running this shit. I suck at history. Horrible at it.
Well, let me put it this way. The reason I didn't do history at GCSE, so...
Okay, so they start doing, by the turn of the century, the demographic, agriculture, and economic segments of the decennial census collect information on hundreds of topics.
That's American history.
I don't know. It doesn't really say what purpose they had for it.
It's only 15 years after the Army was formed.
Huh. Good point.
I must have thought it was pretty important.
So, when I've had a quick look at the Babylonian Empire censuses, it included taking count of livestock and quantities of things like butter, honey, wool, vegetables, that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Oh, I have an answer for you, Jenny. The plan was to count every person living in the newly created United States of America and to use that count to determine representation in the Congress. That's why they started it.
Figures.
Now we know. Well, yeah. How are we going to make money if we don't know who we can use?
Right.
Yeah, it's a fact. I don't understand when people say to me that they trust anybody that's in any kind of politician, any kind of government position. I just don't trust any of them. People are like, "Oh, I trust these people." I don't trust any of them.
I find
think
this
it's just
very
safer that
weird
way.
because the census questions are very vague and non-identifying. There's no kind of, the government are coming to get us kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a sensible thing that we do as humans, just to judge what the fuck is happening. And we do it every 10 years to see, just to get a vague kind of knowledge of what is happening.
Right.
And that's not weird or spooky. That's not the government coming to take your guns or whatever. But this one that I've just filled in, I'm UK, so this one was bizarre. it was very bizarre.
No, it is pretty weird. Why? It's pretty weird that they would ask you what your previous employer was. I do find that
they wanted much more information.
Oh.
That I refused to give because a census is basically, let's take a snapshot of the population at this time. Basic answers. Married, husband or what, the basic, really basic stuff. But this one that I just filled in was bizarrely nosy.
Huh. Yeah, I've never found that.
They're just trying to do more with statistics at this point.
They asked a little few too many questions that were absolutely none of their, pardon me if I swear, that were none of their fucking business.
Right. Yeah, no, that's definitely not like census material. Anonymity is... Yeah. It's interesting. Of course, if the census had pure anonymity, then how would I have been able to find the census records on our grandmother from when she was like 8 years old, or 6 years old or something?
I can't talk about other people's countries, but census information, which is not confidential, but it can't be released for 100 years afterwards. But it's basic stuff. It's literally how many people live in your house, and it's really basic stuff.
Right.
It's just a way for the government to get information, and that's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing whatsoever, because you kind of need to know who's living in your country and what they're doing. But
well, Maya, if you want to come drop some F-bombs, you're always welcome. Go ahead.
If they start asking you questions that are not pertinent to this random collection of information, then you need to start asking yourself questions. And I'm not a tinfoily person, but the questions that I just saw on my census, UK, every 10 years, fucking personal.
Yeah.
Not just about me, though. They wanted information about other people.
Right.
That's not a good thing.
Huh.
What makes you think you're so important that they care what your answers are?
Jen, you know damn well how important I am.
Oh, thank you for that answer, Ox. Hold on, let me get Peter in here real quick. So Ox said 72 years after the census day, they released them as a result. The 1930 census records, my cat is in the way, were released April 1st, 2002. Okay, so the fact that I looked in 2010, 2011, they would have already been released. Okay. I was kind of wondering if there was a timestamp on that. Hi, Peter.
Hello.
I'm usually a big fan of census records because when you look back, should you ever need to look back to find information from the past, they're an excellent source of information.
In Stuhl's case, if you look back at his census records,
make him go away. Please make him go away.
You can see how many bosoms he's been talking about or thinking about. Or
don't make me separate you two. Behave.
I can appreciate a good bosom, honestly.
Yeah. Can't we all?
Yeah. Facilitation devices that act as pillows, essentially, as well. Multi-purpose tools are wonderful.
I mean, I currently have store-bought, but I look forward to eventually growing my own.
So I'm close to being 60, and I can tell you that I'm slowly growing my own, but they don't look that nice. Just saying.
Oh my goodness. You
60.
too.
Gotta fill in all the wrinkles first.
Right.
Yeah. This is a history stream, 80. Not a bosom stream. Everybody behave. That's after party shit.
I believe that the female bosom evolved to be rounded the way it is because it is meant to more resemble a butt when we went from being quadrupedal to bipedal. So we would have something on the front to draw a mate's gaze and show arousal.
I'm so proud of myself right now.
Kitty,
good.
Kitty, and now I've got an honest question, because if that is the case, then why are the women always telling me that their eyes are up here? If it's made to draw attention,
evolution deniers.
I don't know. But okay, so in
have a butt on their chest.
In Holland we made our history today, because obviously we're very bicycle minded. So today a lot of people rode their bicycles into tents, which is how we voted. You didn't even have to get off your bicycle to vote, and you could keep the pencil because of COVID. So now everyone got a free pencil, and knowing how Dutch people work, if you give them something for free, they will just come. So everyone went voting because they got a free red pencil.
Oh, hang on. How big was this pencil?
It was a new pencil, so.
And it was red?
Yeah, it was red. But about half the length of a usual pencil, because you only use it once.
I would vote for anybody if they gave me a blue pencil.
You could relate, I think. Red pencil, half the size of the usual one.
To be fair,
I think you could relate to.
Oh, like the ones you fill out the lottery tickets with.
Yes.
To be fair, I do like pencils.
I'm glad B you took it into something really normal, where I was getting
relatable. Yeah, because I kept picturing like a full size pencil. I didn't know what the big deal was.
Yeah,
those are only like 3 inches long.
Yeah.
Talking to stool, you never imagine a full size pencil. I'm just saying.
See, I would point out that if someone were to give you, if you were to be given a blue pencil here, that would probably be the Tories. Don't do that. That's bad.
Is that blue paint or blue lead?
See, now I'm embarrassed Stool so much that he can't be on camera anymore. He's probably looking at his pencil to see whether or not I'm telling the truth.
You know, I'm surprised in the U.S. that Democrats don't complain about the pencils being red. Because, like, everybody complains that they all complain about something. That's going to be, I'm going to start that on Twitter.
Or that the Republicans aren't complaining
because pencils have to be red.
They should be red or commie.
I'm not Republican. That's I'm going to start that.
This is a great conspiracy theory we could be starting and see whether or not it takes on. That the U.S. government is subliminally wanting you to vote for the Republicans, so they give you a red pencil, so you can't vote blue. You can't vote blue.
See, that's what I'm saying, man.
It's a conspiracy.
But then
we're hitting that shit up on Twitter tonight. We're starting that crap tonight.
Okay, pencils may be red, but the more modern choice, an ink pen, the legal color for ink is blue. So.
Ooh, good point. Good point. Hey, I made a promise. I'm going to go keep it, but thanks for letting me on your show for a minute.
Yeah, I'll come see you later. Love you. Bye.
Peace and respect. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Peace, love, God.
He told me he was probably going to have a stream tonight. He was waiting to get an answer back, so he got his answer.
There you go.
Yep, we're going to start a new conspiracy.
Yeah. Yep. See, then I think you'd have to get into the argument of who is it that's secretly controlling it, the Republicans or the Marxists?
Oh, it's definitely the Republicans. They do everything wrong here.
Controlling what?
So it depends on who wins. So if the Republicans win, then it was the Republicans. If the Democrats wins, then it must have been the communists who provided the pencils.
Yes,
because
we provided the pencils, clearly.
Yes, because obviously then the vote disappears after a few hours. So you
absolutely
vote and so you got commie pencils that will disappear, kind of like invisible ink.
Oh, Peter, what are we gonna do with you?
I don't know. So I just have weird thoughts. That's why I get along with Stool.
You always have weird thoughts, you dirty pervert. Okay.
Well, I mean,
Hey.
Hold on. Who just sent me a DM that he found a new doodah?
It was not me. Listen.
It was not. Do you want me to share my screen?
Screen share it.
You found a new doodah.
All I'm seeing is the crazy lady with the sewing machine.
Ha ha! Love you, Ox.
I will neither confirm nor deny my state of sanity.
Why does the chat say that Peter entered the back room?
So, quick question.
He thought it was Stool's back room. He was wrong. That's all.
And I'm blaming Dave for that. We need to talk to Dave because it says that for everyone. If I do a stream, everyone who comes in enters the back room. It's going to be crowded in there, and I don't know how many people will fit.
To be fair, Dave's got a very big back room, but here's where I'm more clever than you, Peter, you dirty European. I switched Dave's bits off a long time ago because I do not want him crawling around in my back room.
I might do the same thing.
That's right.
When are Brits not European?
Are you ready now, everybody?
They're not now. They're not now. We kicked them out.
Everybody count down to 3. I bet Dave appears.
1, 2, 3.
Wait a minute. That was counting up. If we want to count down to 3, then where do we start, Stu? Do we start at 100 or 1,000? Where do we start if we need to count down?
Oh no, we need to say his name 3 times first.
Yeah, you need to provide more information, Stool. Don't be as vague as you usually are. Count down to 3. 11, from what number? Be specific.
Coming from someone whose first language isn't English. I mean, your fucking country invented the English language, Stool.
They think
exactly.
And never forget it.
Yeah. And
yeah.
Well, they invented it. Now we need a way to have them teach it, because I don't know if you've ever gotten a DM from Stool, but
it's true. He's never grammatically correct. You're right.
There are letters in the words that other people wouldn't use. A 4-letter word coming from Stool can have up to 8 or 12 in them.
Well, I mean, I know the Brits spell things like honor, color, armor, flavor, favorite. Like, there's behavior. A different spelling for those: behavior, neighbor, aluminum, checks.
Whoa.
Okay, now you got him riled up. You said aluminum. You said aluminum. Now he's going to get
Aluminium.
But I'm saying they have different spellings of those words. And check, like if you're going to write a check from your checkbook.
QUE instead of CK, yes.
B, mute these ignorant fuckers.
Mute who?
Mute these ignorant fuckers. They can't speak English correctly.
No, they can't speak English. They got a name.
Did I get the right one?
That you write Mainwaring and you spell it manner and you pronounce it Mannering. It's just the English just don't have a clue.
English is a non-phonetic language.
Yes.
English is an abomination. Yes, I acknowledge this and go, we're still doing it right. just on principle.
They've got names that start with 2 small F's. How the hell did that happen? 2 small F's.
What?
For
Yes.
Doesn't make sense.
Really?
No, it doesn't. To the British, it does.
I'm plotting. In my mind.
You're plotting.
You
Uh-oh.
You can
I got a
plot whatever
plotter
you want.
for you.
Oh
about Jen?
no!
What is
Sleepy,
this, what is
Sleepy Boy's
this,
here.
what is this
Oh
name
no!
with 2 F's?
Folks.
You're muted. Hope you
Where's
know
the
that.
outfit, Jen?
Unmute yourself and then speak again.
I approve of that.
Now I just need the other Jen in here. I'll have all kinds of Jens going on. Not going to say anything? Fine. We didn't want to talk to you anyway. It's fine with us. We don't care. Peter, go ahead. You were insulting Stool, I believe.
I can go on and insult Stool all day. I mean, I made a career out of insulting Stool.
Yeah. B, listen, B, you're doing really good with the thing that you're doing with your channel.
Well, thank
I don't
you.
know what you call it. What do you call it?
One thing you never do.
Shut up, Peter,
ask
you
Stool
dick.
how to do your
Peter,
audio.
Shut the fuck up, Peter.
Go ahead, Stool. Go ahead
What
with the
you need to
compliment.
do-
I like this.
What
Go ahead.
what do
like
you
what you're
what do
doing.
you want to say, Stool?
Hey, Peter, don't interrupt him. He's complimenting me. Hold on.
I'm not interrupting him.
Do you
I'm egging
understand how
him.
difficult my life is, B? This guy stalks me. So
I muted him.
I'm
Oh.
liking what you're doing with your 2 things that you're doing right now. So you've got your thing where it's, I guess you call it an open chat kind of thing. And
Yeah.
and the other thing that you're doing. I think that's really cool.
Thanks.
That's the difference. That's
I'm
the
a-
difference between B and Stool. B can do the open and shut thing. If you look right behind Stool, that door has never been shut, so he can open it. We need to
Just for
teach
the
him how to do
record.
that.
For the
And
record,
that's probably because every single time he goes online, he wants to be on the same screen with the knob. So he has 2 in there. If you look closely, there's 2. No, 3. There's 2 on the door. One behind
come
his
on.
hand.
Come on, Stool. We are born in a barn.
for
Yeah.
the record, I'm the one who never lets anybody speak.
Yes.
Hey. It's
Just-
Gaff Tam.
Just saying.
Well, just
Gift
saying,
Tam.
you
Sorry.
can let people speak, Stool, because your streams are going to be deleted by YouTube right after they end anyway. So it doesn't matter if people speak on your streams.
Hi, Randy. How you doing?
Hey, Randy.
Well,
So,
pretty
can I
darn good.
just
I have a
say-
question. Who was the damned who was the person who put the element aluminium or aluminum on the periodic table? Who saw that first and wrote that down?
I
That'll
do not
settle
know,
the
but I
argument,
happen to know that
what the element is called.
The first paper pertaining to aluminium contained both the spellings aluminium and aluminum, so that doesn't help us.
Sam,
Right,
this
yeah,
is
there are
why
2
you
spellings.
can't-
It just
This is why you can't go shag Sam. That was so nerdy and boring.
You say that like I don't have multiple partners, Stool.
Yeah, I've got multiple partners.
I'll be
I
right
wear
back.
them on my feet. Don't brag.
Of course, Stool.
Goodness. Everybody behave now. Everybody behave. So where were we? So do you have an answer to that, Randy? Who came up with it? Where was the person from?
I don't know. I'm asking. I am asking. That way,
Oh.
you know,
Permission to
we
speak.
could settle the argument.
Okay, his name is
Right.
Hans Christian Ørsted. He's Danish, chemist. Techniques to produce aluminum in ways modestly cost-effective emerged in 1889. So he's Danish. So however the Danish say it, I guess.
like where it's first written down, both spellings are presented. So if that's its first ever recording and there's two spellings, it means that neither is correct nor incorrect. Or I should say it would mean both are correct and neither is incorrect.
Yeah, pretty much. Besides, which language isn't static? So, yeah.
Humphrey Davy named it after alum and alumen, whatever, meaning bitter salt. It's Latin. And it was named in Europe.
It took me many years to actually admit that I was wrong on this matter, but the Americans are correct.
Yeah, and so aluminum comes from bauxite, which is found in Suriname, which back then was still a Dutch colony. So probably the Dutch had something to do with it, just to piss off the Brits.
Were they the one that made the song up too?
You cannot piss the Brits off.
Aluminum.
No, I think that's Phenomena.
How do they get aluminum from bauxite?
Oh,
hey,
I was
don't sing that.
too.
Copyright strike.
That's a peculiar phenomenon.
Fun fact.
That's literally one of the songs that got one of Stuhl's streams removed.
But no, fun fact about that song, before it was used for the Muppets, it was actually in a softcore, I think it was Swedish porno.
Wait.
The guy that heard the Phenomena song, he heard it in a softcore Swedish porno and liked it, and then decided to use it in the Muppets.
Oh,
and Stuhl, how didn't you know this?
I know everything.
Why is porn connected so much with children's activities? What the fuck is wrong with people?
You know everything. I didn't realize you were 15.
I know everything.
Yeah,
Dude,
hi,
Sam,
Genesis.
you're like 12. Shut the fuck up. Get back to us when you've grown up. One of the...
I don't intend to ever grow up.
You know, I've got so many bad
ideas. We're going to be dead by then.
Oh, you've woken up. Hello. One of the things I really want to do is to be an absolute more dick than I already am. But
you know that would be difficult. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
How do I meet B? No, I can't. But whatever. So, but I'm not allowed to do that. But you not kind of think you want to go out on a high, regardless of what YouTube's rules are. I've got so many good things that are swelling up in my testicles, but I'm not allowed to play with them.
Why are they only... You know, if there's things swelling in your testicles, you might want to go see a doctor about that.
Would that be aluminum or bauxite?
At the NHS, it won't cost you anything. Go.
Yeah, it might be waiting several years, though, with the way the NHS is functioning at the moment.
Valid.
That reminds me, I need to see the doctor.
I've got so many awesome plans, but I can't do them because I know damn well that YouTube will spank me on the arse. And also, I now apparently live in a country where I'm not allowed to have an opinion. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Peter, you should just put your face over top of the other guy because let's be honest.
You know, one of the things that I really want to do. Somebody, I think it might have been Randy, I forget, but somebody mentioned a song from the 70s. The young people will not remember this, but Boney M. Hands up if you remember Boney M.
Well, so
let's just do a quick survey.
Bobby
Hands
Farrell,
up if you remember, if you remember Boney M.
Bobby Farrell, the singer of Boney M, came from my hometown.
Yeah,
his grandmother.
I don't know how that one goes.
To the grandmother of my best friend, so we used to go there and watch his big Rolls Royce.
But the thing is, you know, Peter, who I hate, knows how twisted my brain is. So I really want to make a video that will play with the utterly famous song Daddy Cool. Boney M song, 70s. But you guys are too young to fucking know what that means.
I think Boney M was limited to the very unimportant and undistinguishable, really, English market. Nobody cares.
No, they had several hits in the U.S.
Oh,
no, they didn't.
Oh my gosh, they were massive.
Yeah,
they were utterly huge.
Wait a minute, who are you talking about?
Boney M.
Spell it.
Boney as in B-O-N-E-Y, and then M.
Never
the
heard
letter M.
As letter M.
And I'm over the wall.
Never heard of it.
The truly fun thing about this story, which is boring, is that if you're old enough to remember Milli Vanilli, it's the same person. It was totally
it's from the 80s or 90s.
No, but
it's not the 70s.
No, Jen, you
that
dick.
was the late 80s.
No, Jen, you dick. It was the same person. Boney M was Milli Vanilli, the same person.
Yes.
It was just one German.
Milli Vanilli was two persons.
It was.
Yeah, no, Milli Vanilli was one person.
It was one person.
On stage, it was it was two people.
Yeah, Frank
in the
Farian.
background.
Frank Farian, Deutscher.
So,
you know, if you call me that one more time, Peter, I swear to God. No, I don't know what you said.
Listen, I've spent.
Go ahead.
I've spent. You're very good at this, B. I like how you moderate this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
You're very professional. So, the Boney M.
No,
the Milli Vanilli. I can't say that word because I'm drunk. But the Milli Vanilli thing, they are literally the same person. Peter will back me up on this.
Yes, Frank Farian.
No, he did. He did. He actually agreed with you on something.
Frank Farian.
Take the win and go, Stool. Take the win.
I see the planet's ending today then.
Deutsch.
So, do you not see where I'm going with this? Because I'm super awesome. I can do the audio. You've bleep did not play with me when I wanted you all to join in and do a be the world. I can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, famously, Stool did a stream right before Christmas where he had several people sing because he wanted to make this massive Christmas show that everyone was going to watch, and then he couldn't be arsed.
So, Jenny, what were you saying?
I don't remember. I don't remember. Blanks out. Happens when you get old.
Rock on. Jen, hi.
Hey, B, have you checked private chat recently?
No, I have not. What happened?
You're muted, Jen. Janice.
Oh, Jen knows. Oh. Well, that's shit. See, I've been hanging around with Sam and these guys too much. Well, that's not that shitty. That's shit now. Sounding very UK of me. That's shit. So. Oh, thanks, Ox. I took the cat tower I had, which was on the floor over here, taking up my floor space, and I disassembled it and changed it and made it into that. And they actually use it now. They weren't even using it before. It was just a ladder for them to get on the bed. So, yeah, it worked out good.
So, just a quick thing. Remember how last night I said on Godless Granny stream that I had made like a little mini practice shirt that was going to be a stand-in for Will?
Yeah.
I stuffed it full of polyfill, and now it's a little pillow.
And you put the other arm on it too.
I did. So
that's awesome. So you guys, it was just like a flat shirt with one arm, and the other arm had the big cutout.
And now I can put it behind my head and like lean back, and like I've got these to hold it nice and tight to my neck. It's actually a really nice supportive neck pillow.
Nice.
But yeah.
See? You know what you could do is you could where the arms end, you could put Velcro on them so they stick together and it won't fall off your neck. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I could.
Oh, it's a good idea.
Yeah, it's just a little thing, and it would double as a pin cushion too. A very big pin cushion. But
my God, yes. Pillow pin cushion for just $19.99. But wait, there's more. If you order now, we'll throw one in for free.
No, this curve here is really great on the neck, though. Like, it really is.
No, I'm sure it is. I mean, it's neck shaped because it's
essentially
right.
Kitty, you have to come from behind that sewing machine because you were talking about the curve, but we can't see the curvature. Just wanted to.
You know
activate Jenny. Activate
I can
Jenny.
No, it can be seen.
Anybody's
right there.
Sure.
Anybody's camera I'm happy with. It's the noise that is noisy. I don't like the noise.
You don't like the noise.
Yeah, that's usually that's usually my problem going on stool streams. I don't like the noise.
I don't like any noise. Except when he chews pizza, that's allowed. Sorry, Stool. You know I love you.
Oh my gosh, B.
What?
You just said the magic word.
Yeah, you said the magic word.
What?
Pizza?
Oh my
I know, right?
Pizza.
Oh, I wish I could eat pizza.
See, now now I'm just reminded of something I learned recently. That, like, a lot of my friends can't put their ear next to a wire and know if there's electricity going through it, and that was really weird to me. Because I presumed that was normal. That, like, I can hear when my wire is plugged in.
Well, that's good, but probably shitty as well.
You probably have
It's a nightmare, but because, like, if there's electricity in my room, I have to have background noise, otherwise I can just hear electricity and can't sleep.
Jenny, did you say, like, the neutral ground? I didn't quite hear you.
Yeah, it's probably got some wire swapped in there if you can feel it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Wow.
No, it's every wire.
Say anyway.
Since we're talking about pizza.
Oh my God! You did it
ancient
again.
Egyptians, Romans, and Greeks. But the modern birthplace of pizza is southwestern Italy's Campania region, home to the city of Naples.
Mm-hmm.
And I just put the link in the chat in case anybody wants to know about pizza. That's the History Channel, so it's probably close as you're going to get online and be accurate.
Look up where margarita pizza first came from. That's an interesting little story.
Margarita?
Really?
Margarita pizza?
Yeah, it doesn't really have margaritas on it. It's not spelled like that. It's spelled Margherita.
I hate you people.
It was in honor of the Queen of Italy, Margherita of Savoy, and the Italian unification. His toppings are tomato red, mozzarella white, and basil green. So June of 1889.
Basically, the colors of the Italian flag.
Yes. Who's slipping off who? What's going on? I leave for 2 seconds. I gotta watch you guys. Oh, damn it, Peter. Now I see.
Though I will say, it's kind of funny that Stool was complaining about the clicking of my sewing machine when my sewing machine wasn't making any noise because it wasn't being used.
I know, right?
But I can hear the clicking too, so I don't think it's coming from my end because I have my mic muted when I'm actually sewing.
The clicking
so who's got the bad connection?
Not me.
Nobody raises their hands. Well, it's not me, damn it, because I'm right. It's my stream.
I mean, it's quite possibly me.
Doing it before I showed up.
B.
What?
Permission to go above my
pay grade.
Permissions.
Pay grade?
Yeah, that one.
What are you gonna say? Say it. Go ahead.
Peter is being a meanie to me.
Oh God, he's whining about Peter again.
I
You know,
always
you're
am.
for a straight guy. You sure talk about Peter a lot.
Yeah.
He's trying to share
Thank
something.
you, Jen.
special.
Thank you.
Da-da-da-da-da.
No, we can't have these two stools on. That's terrible. Especially
I know.
I don't think we
side
can
of
handle
me.
that. I don't think the world can handle two of stool.
Oh my God, I really can't.
Can't you move them around and put them on the lower tier?
You keep it up, Peter. I'm going to ban you from my.
Yeah, that doesn't help if I shut it off. I mean,
it's not really helping much.
It's not helping. I'll bring Spooky. I'll bring Spooky back. I don't know. Spooky's dad. I'm Spooky's dad these days. So there we go.
Oh, okay. There you go. That's better. I mean, you know, that's how everybody knows you anyway.
No, it isn't. That's
yeah,
Spooky's.
it is.
No.
Like that.
No.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
it was just Albert Einstein's birthday the other day.
No.
Was there actually
Friday.
was there an original point to this stream?
That's how people know me. That's a different guy.
About history.
Mute him.
It was
mute him.
It was generally history was the idea.
Oh my
You
gosh!
can talk about the history of St. Patrick's Day, at least in the
Oh,
United
Sam, you've
States.
done your hair.
Oh, yes, Jenny. Albert Einstein's birthday was on
My hair's
Friday.
still
Or no.
ginger.
What's today?
Oh, awesome!
3 days ago. He lived to 76 years old. German born.
And ironically, the Einstein's birthday is Stephen Hawking's day of death.
Really? Dun 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 dun.
We've got
I didn't know
another
that.
conspiracy theory.
But we know their math was right.
B, we've got another conspiracy theory. That's 2 already.
Nice.
See, I put up that thing and then Spooky shows up. So I need to change my avatar again into Spooky's dad. There we go.
Freddie Perot, face.
Spooky, you're right.
It's not
It
Albert
smells bad.
Einstein.
That's not Albert Einstein. That's Freddie.
Why aren't we talking? You know, Maya, I keep bringing them back to history. They're just segue. I'm just going to start kicking them out if they don't talk about history. How about that? I don't know. You know, it's Drunk History Day of the week. It's St. Patrick's Day.
Mhm.
I don't even think anybody's drinking. And we're certainly not getting into history much. So you guys better step it up.
Excuse me.
Speak for yourself.
Booze.
B, I'd like to know something from history.
Oh.
Cheers, Sam.
That's 2.
Why did I want to know
Jenny?
something from history? B.
Go ahead.
What, Jenny?
I want to know why the first lady Dolly Madison went into baking confectionaries and stuff.
That's a good question. That is not the same people, though, right?
Because she had nice buns.
Because she had nice buns. I mean, I guess that could be it.
Trust.
She was a
She did
prominent
save
entertainer
Washington's
and
picture, though.
hostess. She helped shape the role of First Lady and served as the model for every future First Lady to come. So it's her fault that all the First Ladies have to do some serious shit. They can't just lay around the White House.
Except Melania.
Melania.
Except for
and then you
Melania.
say-
She was too busy running.
No,
Yes.
Melania was
Stop
too busy
bullying.
avoiding her husband.
That's what I
Shit
mean.
about Trump.
Her favorite first lady line was, "Hey, don't touch those."
I have to be honest here. You're having a very grown-up conversation, but I'm looking at pictures of pizzas.
This is fair.
You're looking at pictures of Peters? Why is
No,
that?
not Pete. God, I really hate you. No,
Yeah,
I was going to say,
pizzas,
what are you on
you
Pornhub right
idiot.
now? What's going on, Stool?
Yeah, you pronounce words the same way you write them.
So look, you want to have a bosom. You want to talk about Peters all the time. It's okay,
Yeah.
man. We don't care.
No, we don't care. Just admit who you are. Be yourself, man. It's fine.
Yeah, be comfortable.
You should have put that in your senses.
Oh,
I'm free.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Put it in your senses.
Oh yeah.
You know what the most disgusting thing
Don't be
is?
charged with homicide.
Who?
What was that, Kitty?
I was saying, can a stool be charged with homicide? Because I think he might end up trying to kill some of us.
No. So we're safe.
I don't know. Do you have
I'm
bean
pretty
dip
sure.
on
I'm
your
pretty
pizza?
sure he. I'm pretty sure he never leaves that room. I've
Well,
seen him.
you-
He's always in the same
You're
room.
all safe. I live like 5 minutes away from him.
Stop it, Jen. I see that.
That room is actually his bathroom where he installed the computer, so he doesn't ever have to move.
So he's got like a shower, bed, toilet.
He's sitting
and
on
then
the,
on the side of the sink is his computer. I got it.
Yeah, he's sitting on the toilet. He just put some wood behind him to make it look like it's something different, but he's actually sitting on a toilet. This is why he hated his camera, because it had that was so wide it actually showed the toilet.
Is that the number 2 camera?
That's what you're into. It's okay, Peter. You know, people are into pissy games and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
Trump was. You know.
I find it very bizarre because on my screen, obviously the YouTube people are not seeing the same thing. What I'm looking at is very weird.
Pizza with corn. It's usually pizza with corn.
Hey, Peter.
Corn's
Yeah.
okay.
I hate you. I hate you so much, and
I hated you first.
I've had corn on pizza, and it's not bad. My ex liked it. I dated a guy in high school. He was an exchange student from Germany, and he liked corn on pizza. And I said, "Fuck it, I'll try it," and it wasn't bad.
It's not. It's not
Anyway,
as good as
Stool, what weird thing are you seeing?
yeah.
Well, every time I look at this stream, I see a lot of weird things, but I haven't said anything.
So, in regards
Wait a minute.
to...
My son's here. My son's here.
Yes, your son is here. Hi, Spooky.
It's British invasion. How many Brits are on right now? Fucking hell.
We're split down the middle at this point.
So
They were in charge
Not
of
enough
this
to make a
shit
band.
show.
You know what? You're right. I am.
B, can you make me and Spooky big?
Only if you
Why
rub
would I
your-
want to do that?
What are
You
you
have
gonna do?
to
Show you some
Oh.
porno?
Just kidding, Stool. Go ahead.
Free.
Spooky,
Yes, dear.
make Spooky big.
Just make. You want me to make Spooky big? Okay, hold on.
Do you ever stop typing, B?
Here, look at these.
You know what?
You big yet?
Hello, everybody.
Spooky.
dear. Yes, dear.
I'm going to do something really immensely big and sexy.
Are you gonna French that picture of him?
Okay, I'm waiting.
I don't want to see
I'm
it.
not- I ain't going to do it now. It's a secret thing, but I'm going to do
okay.
it.
Now, B, if you just now flip Peter, you'll see that it's actually he is my dad.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, I know. It's
You know
all
what?
good, isn't it? Yes.
You guys just messing with me now.
We're not. We're not.
Oh my God! I see what you're saying.
Yes. Do you see it? See the family resemblance? And I was most touched when Peter did that. I was yes, I really appreciated it.
Yeah, see?
It won't let me make him big screen, but yes, I do see it.
I can be nice at times as long as it's not for stool, but I can be nice.
So who brought a history topic to my history stream?
I can talk about various things, but since we're on St. Patrick's Day, St. Patrick is one of few patron saints who actually visited the country he was from, and there is a common story about St. Patrick banishing all of the snakes from Ireland. Now, since there were never snakes in Ireland at all, or at least not since the last ice age, that obviously is not a true story. And so there's this common conception that where the story came from was ridding Ireland of the dangerous paganism, so to speak. But that has no historical backing. That's a post hoc ergo proctor hoc argument completely. And wait a minute. Hold
on, Jay. Finish that thought, Sam.
And so the more kind of contemporarily held belief is that it was supposed to be kind of a mythicized story to draw a comparison to Moses' staff, where he touched it to rid the Israelites of snakes in order to effectively allow him to have sainthood. It's one of a few different folk myths around him.
Ah, okay. Jenny, go ahead. What were you going to say?
No. I didn't say nothing.
Who
your volume is very low.
Jenny.
Hi, Andy.
Hey.
Jenny, do you not want to talk about Moses' staff?
No, I did try to give a filthy laugh when he said Moses' staff, just to.
That feels appropriate.
So, Andy, we were just starting to talk about the history of St. Patrick's Day. Do you know anything about that?
I'm just going to give you a cheeky little insight into how the real world works here, Spooky.
I'm going to smack you.
The American...
But
Andy, who just got in here and hasn't said 2 words yet. How are you, Andy?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on. I'm glad to be here.
Good. So, do you have anything to say about St. Patrick's Day? Sam was just discussing the where it started and the misnomers behind it.
Are you here to take over a stool seat?
I am only here to speak absurdity.
He's here.
The power. That's about it. And as I understand it, St. Patrick drove out a bunch of snakes with some clovers. Am I close? Am I near to be right now?
That's the myth version of it. Yeah, there were actually snakes in Ireland.
Can I just talk to this person, please, B?
Go ahead.
I'm a big fan of this person.
Who?
Thanks.
He's a dick, but whatever. I am still baffled. I did not know until about 5 minutes ago that today was what you people call St. Paddy's Day. I can tell you right now that the Irish people couldn't give a crap.
Yeah.
The only people that give a crap about this are Americans who have this weird obsession with, ooh, I have a heritage.
Well, no, I was actually going to talk about that.
Yeah, make sandwiches. I'm talking to the boy. So I find it very weird.
So you are like king of dick.
Yeah.
And how you're not gay, I don't know. You talk about Peter all the time, and you're the king of all dicks. So it's pretty amazing.
I just find it literally. I'm being genuine here. If you had said to me, "What is the famous national day?" No idea. It's only the Americans that actually give a shit about this.
No, the Irish give a shit about it as well.
Yeah, the proper ones, yeah.
Gonna talk about it.
Day off of work.
Go ahead, Kitty.
This is actually a literal thing that I've struggled to understand.
Stool, your name's not Kitty.
Kitty, go ahead. What are you going to say?
I struggle to understand this because
can wait for him to stop.
Americans have this weird thing.
Well, you've been waiting a long time.
Stop.
Yeah, okay, overtalk.
Just stop.
But no,
you'd say it all at once, dude, so we know. Then you stop and we're ready to keep going. But we'll get back to you. Go ahead, Kitty.
So the March 17th festivities in the United States are actually an American tradition that was started here because in Ireland, St. Patrick's Day is more of a holy day than a holiday. and the color associated with it was not actually green but blue, because that's the color associated with St. Patrick. Basically, Boston, has long staked the claim to the first St. Patrick's Day celebration in the American colonies, and that was March 17th of 1737.
Yeah, I'm really bored now, because this is basically bollocks.
We know you're boring. Quiet.
But then a historian said that there was evidence that St. Augustine, Florida, may have hosted America's first St. Patrick's Day celebration when they were researching Spanish gunpowder expenditure logs. But anyways, there's a whole long article that I linked about it to you. But yeah, all of the drinking green beer, getting decked out head to toe in all green, that was started here in America because it was more of a religious holiday or a religious day than anything in Ireland. And it would have been blue, not green, if it had been truly Irish St. Patrick's Day tradition, since that was the proper color.
And I partake in the Americanized version purely and simply because I like an excuse for hanging out with mates and a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think I'd like to address the thing that Stuhl was saying about the heritage thing, that we have a thing about it. No. Well, it's a fairly new country. Hush.
You're gonna twat me, aren't you?
It's a melting pot kind of thing, and we've had genocide and slavery and all sorts of different types of people coming from all over the world as a melting pot thing, and most people here feel disenfranchised from their past, and they want to know who they are. They want to feel like a sense of belonging in a club.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally get that. I want this to be heard because you just nailed it. That's literally what it is. We are stupid idiots as humans. We are tribalistic.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And we need to find our club. We need to find our enemies.
Well, a lot of times our enemies find us.
Fair.
And this is, I know this is a really weird thing to say because I still find it weird that Americans celebrate St. Patrick's Day because it makes no sense to me.
Do you, Stuhl,
so
just a quick question, do you know how many people came over from Ireland and became Americans? Maybe back in the day when there was floods of them? Do you know about the number?
Yes, I do. Yes, I absolutely do. 3.
Several.
Shut up.
No.
47.
Actually, it ties into when it comes down to it, it started in America, but it was picked up by Irish Americans who had immigrated here because, they banded together in communities. They were impoverished. They were persecuted when they came here. There were places that would not even serve the Irish. And
that's a good point.
They literally latched on to the tradition and made it more a celebration about being Irish than a celebration of St. Patrick.
I guess
the
I'm not.
Staple dish of corned beef and cabbage was an American invention, but it was Irish Americans that did it because ham and cabbage was a staple in Ireland, but corned beef was actually cheaper, and a lot of the Irish here were impoverished. So they would substitute the cheaper corned beef that they would get from leftover provisions from ships returning from the tea trade in China.
I can't actually.
Okay, now I don't want a robot sandwich anymore.
So it is estimated that as many as 4.5 million Irish arrived in America between 1820 and 1930. 4.5 million. Okay, so now let's look at today, because that was a few years ago. How many Irish people do you think, descendants of people that came over here, how many do you think there are? It's got to be tripled. Hell, back in the day when these people came over, people were having 6, 8 kids. How many?
This is
So
where
my point is there's a lot of us that are in America that are descendants of Irish. A lot of us are part Irish.
that's a very
Nothing
fair.
stopped.
That's a very fair point to say, B, and I
Thank
take
you.
it on board.
Thank you.
And this is what is lovely about your country, which your country is pretty much based on come here, make a life.
Yes.
And that's a wonderful thing. Does it work in reality these days? No, it doesn't.
Well, nothing ever totally works in reality anyways. Most of it's just an idea of, hey,
So-
we're gonna help people and we try to do this and then this happens. I mean that's pretty much all
very
throughout
annoyed
history.
about sorry. I get very annoyed about the stereotype cliches. So when you people Americans say, "Oh, I'm Irish," and you're not Irish. You're really not.
Well, I don't think I've heard anybody say I'm Irish that lives over here full time. What I have heard is I am part Irish, or I'm a quarter Irish, or I'm a quarter-ish.
I hear so many Americans say that they're German or Irish or British, and then I'm like, but when did you? So did you move or something? Oh no, it was my great, and they'll always know the number of greats. Grandfather who was Irish.
Exactly. I've got a lot of love, and
you see that, don't you?
I've got an absolute love for the American.
You guys see it, right?
Sorry.
It's not what you said, young man. You calm down.
Oh.
No hitting on Maya. I get first dibs on her in this panel. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
she's totally great.
Dang it.
On paper, theoretically, the American way is beautiful.
Oh no, yeah, the intentions are good. We're good.
But it doesn't work because you are still shit
Yeah.
as a country. And I'm not mocking your country because my country is shit. We all still have this.
We agree.
Innate.
Pretty much.
We all still have this inbuilt. Not me personally, but we're told to hate the other people. What does it say on your Statue of Liberty?
Give me liberty or give me death. Oh, never mind. That was something else. No, that's not what it says.
It says
everyone
but the
you're
you're
hungry, you're tired.
Wait, Andy, say that again.
It says everyone but the Irish.
I gotta get out of here, man.
I'm sorry.
Just a quarter of me. They'll just take a leg and throw it out of the country. Who's
They've actually just added a bit to the Statue of Liberty. They've chiseled a little bit in brackets, except the Muslims.
I
they live in the real world.
I think the Irish corrupted the Statue of Liberty because it's turning green. Just saying. Another conspiracy theory.
God,
I can come up with these.
I'm gonna head off. I'm just not feeling it.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Go feel better, and if you need to talk, let me know.
Take care of yourself, kid.
Okay.
All right.
Peace.
Take care, Jen.
Oh, good. We got a nice little even board.
Okay.
Andy, aren't you part Irish or something like that?
Unfortunately,
well, yeah, my 23andMe report came in, and it turns out I'm white trash. But yeah, I am. I am basically. Well, in the map of Ireland, my people come from the Northern Irish part.
Okay.
And so I think that my ancestors were Protestant Irish, because they also come from Scotland, England, and so that's how I understand. I'm from the bad part of Ireland. That's what I am.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
From the colonizers.
Ooh. Yeah.
Bad
I have this is me communicating points through anecdote again, but like I have an ex who his mum is pagan, his dad is atheist, his mum's side of the family are Irish Catholic, and his dad's side of the family are Roman Catholic, and he's an occultist, which means that he disagrees with both of his parents and strongly disagrees with both of his parents' sides of the family. But like that results in a bunch of infighting, because whenever they try and do any sort of family gathering, they've got a group of Roman Catholics and a group of Irish Catholics.
Which to the outsider probably does not mean shit, but to them it's a lot. Because you know, Roman Catholicism in that part, from what I understand, is obviously from Italy. So Irish don't want there should be no crossing of church and church.
As far as they're concerned, the other person is Satan.
Permission to speak.
Right.
No.
Go, Stool.
I'm British, so I have to hate you, B, because you're American. Oh no, actually, I have to love you because you're American. The rules are difficult. I have to love you, but I have to hate French people, German people, Danish people. It's really complicated.
It is really complicated.
Yeah, and since she brought up the Catholics,
Brexit.
I just wanted to point out the new Pope.
Yeah. Should be the new Pope.
Yeah.
At least we'll know when he's coming in that he's already going to be a dick.
Pope Stool.
Pope Franny?
That's going to be a very stable Pope, probably.
Yeah, see, Ox, read your chat. Go scroll back up. See what Oh, you put the same thing in there I did. Cheater. Copier. Plagiarizer. Okay, I'm over it. So anyways, I don't know shit else about St. Patrick's Day. Who knows something?
Not a clue.
See? I don't either. You
Now,
started it, Sam.
I have bits of random knowledge. That's all I got.
I don't know, and I don't care.
I know something.
It's those people aren't fully dedicated. They're either British or Irish. It's never the full commitment.
What is a Brit?
Right, Stu?
If you're British, it means you're ish about something and you're Brit. So what's a Brit?
Yeah.
You know,
I thought it was
one day-
britches. Like they're
one
not sure
day-
about inside their britches.
One day he'll
Britches
get
dish.
a laugh from that.
See, now I think a Scots person would identify as being a Scot before they're British, but maybe I'm wrong on that. And I think that might be generational
So,
too.
The word Brit sounds like
Scottish, Welsh, and Irish people identify with their country first as a rule, whereas English people identify as British and then English.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
The word Brit sounds like there's something sharp in your poop.
Oh, Purple, you were already here. I'm sorry. I was just putting the link in for you.
No, just
Hi,
got back.
Purple.
Hi.
How are you?
Okay.
Cool. Me too.
Purple,
Got anything
but-
to add to this madness tonight?
Yeah. I got a rant on St. Patrick's Day.
Go. Give it.
It's all a myth. And it was all designed to make a cultural genocide sound poetic.
Yeah. We already went through that.
They say that St. Patrick drove the snakes out of Ireland. There is not a single species of snake that is native to Ireland. They never had them in the first place.
See, you agree with Sam.
There we
Yep.
go.
Well,
Yep.
Sam said that same thing. Yep.
Yep. These snakes were to represent the heathens.
That's a post hoc ergo proct hoc explanation. A more contemporary explanation is to draw biblical parallels.
Yep. What St. Patrick did was to try and go and convert all the pagans in Ireland to being Catholic. And once they couldn't convert, they did some rather nasty things too.
How come you all think you're the only ones who knew this?
I was just nodding off, and then Purple arrived with history.
Yeah, really.
We have nuggets of history. There's nuggets of history everywhere.
Now, isn't St. Patrick an Englishman to begin with? That's what I
don't know.
That's what I recall.
St. Patrick was born in Britain to wealthy parents in the late 4th century. He was kidnapped at the age of 16 and taken to Ireland as a slave.
Yeah, he was Romano-British.
Spoiler.
Then,
Spoiler. It's not real.
Yeah, actually, a lot of
St.
pagans.
Patrick mythicist pencil.
He forgot that he made his name into pencil.
Okay, he forgot a good name. What?
Yeah.
Yep, he was not Irish.
Stool has a memory like a goldfish.
Stool.
Yeah.
Stool, are you a St. Patrick mythicist?
You know, I'm just going to sit back and laugh at the Americans.
Well, that's easy to do. That's shooting fish in a barrel.
This is true. No, actually, no. I retract that comment because as a British person, no. I can't laugh at you anymore.
Oh, yeah, no. According to Boris Johnson, we're supposed to be in with you guys now.
You know, that's a strange expression, too. Shooting fish in a barrel would not be that easy. If they're swimming around in the barrel, pretty much all you're going to do is poke holes in the barrel until all the water runs out.
The thing is, Purple, that if you got fish in a barrel and you shoot a bullet into the water, it's going to basically push the kinetic energy through all of the water, killing all the fish.
Well, that would be good because you're not likely to hit any of the fish, because that's one of the problems with the human eye is that we don't know how to compensate for the refraction at the water's surface.
Yep. So the reason for that expression is just because you shoot the barrel itself and all the fish die.
Yeah.
I guess so. So,
well, one way or the other, the fish would be dead, because if you let all the water out, they're not going to last long.
So St. Patrick's father was a Christian deacon. It has been suggested that he probably took on the role because of tax incentives, and there's no evidence that Patrick came from a particularly religious family. At the age of 16, he was taken prisoner from his family's estate. They took him to Ireland. He was held captive for 6 years. During this time, he worked as a shepherd, outdoors and away from people. Lonely and afraid, he returned to his religion for solace, becoming a devout Christian. It is also believed that Patrick first began to dream of converting the Irish people to Christianity during his captivity. So, yep, he was from Britain. He wasn't even Irish. So glad it's an Irish holiday.
Another myth debunked.
Yep.
Dum 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 dum. And no, that was not from Wikipedia. Everybody calm down. It's an actual source.
Yeah,
nobody
nobody
wrote that when they were drunk.
A fair number of pagans observe St. Patrick's Day by wearing a black armband.
Yeah, which amuses me as a pagan who is also a reconstructionist and so likes to read up on the sources of stuff. The fact that they do that amuses me.
Fair enough.
Because it would be like if people in Egypt wore an armband to signify mourning at some myth about Atlantis, where Atlantean people overcame Egyptian people. It's like the whole thing's completely fabricated, and the origination of any given celebration there won't even be that thing. So
yeah, if any pagan tells you that they're practicing a 1,000-year-old uninterrupted tradition, they're full of shit.
Yeah. That's pagan cult 101. Because much as we're very, very individualistic, they do still come up from time to time.
Well, there's virtually no written records left from any of these traditions. So pretty much they've all been reconstructed on what bits they could find since the 1960s.
I know one of the most unbroken lines of paganism in the UK, but that's most unbroken. It's still broken.
So Nerdy said shamrocks are associated with Patrick because he may have used shamrocks to explain the Christian Trinity.
Yeah, that's the story. Father, son,
which would have been the 3-leaf shamrock, not the 4-leaf clover.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Shamrock, not close. Yeah. No, you guys are IQ, and you guys, if somebody's being an ass, or well, we know that guy's going to end up being an ass in about 2 minutes, anyways. So if you want to get rid of him, I don't really care.
We got a troll in the side chat.
Just that Catholic traditionalist guy.
Oh,
he likes to go around.
Oh, he's always fun.
Yeah, he acts really nice and cool at first, and then he eases into like asking a bunch of questions that are totally off topic, and then he eases into asshole. So
yeah, I wouldn't half mind the stuff if he kept it relevant to the discussion that was going on.
Absolutely, I'm totally cool with that. But segueing and being a jerk doesn't fly with me.
Why did you bring on Darth Dawkins?
Anyone who identifies themselves as a Catholic traditionalist, what does that mean? Pedophile? Pro-pedophile? What does that mean? Pro-Inquisition? What does that mean? Pro-witch burning? I don't know what that means. But he says it. He says who he is in the title, so it's no surprise that the person's a jerk. People will tell you who they are in the world. People will tell you who they are in the world.
Some people are honest. It's true.
Look at this.
This guy just said he's a dick.
If he's still there, I've got a question for him because he keeps DMing me on Discord asking me to join Darth Dawkins' server, and I asked him several times. First, asked Darth Dawkins to unblock me, and then I might, but then I never get an answer. So
see, I don't think I would last very long before being kicked out of Darth Dawkins' server if I tried to join. I think the instant I mentioned being an actual witch, I'd probably get booted.
For some silly reason, Darth is afraid of me because he's got an open invitation to have a chat.
Should I unleash my wrath?
Now, Peter, you can't take Darth off his script. He doesn't like that.
He might be surprised when he talks to me because I might have a script of my own.
Right, but if you take him off his script, if you've ever done that, he's done with you. You're crazy. You're a heretic. Yeah. You're all kinds of things. He's done it to my brother. He's totally a lot of people have heard that stream. But he's just totally gone off on him and told him he was crazy and he needed to seek help and just went off on him so long. And my brother just kept going. But he got him eventually. Like he slammed Darth in the nuts on that one. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Happened like a year ago.
I forget who it was. I had a troll in my chat last week who was going on about, proving God exists. And I just said that whether or not your God exists is irrelevant to me. And he didn't know how to respond to that.
I mean, that's the thing is people want to talk about all the intricacies behind it, but until you convince me, which good fucking luck with that there's God, whatever that is, whatever that form you think that until you convince me, I'm not going to go any further. Like I'll talk to my brother about it because I love him and because he says shit that's different and it's actually interesting.
Yeah,
so
he's got a big take. I'd like to hear more about his position.
Yeah, there's a lot to it, Purple. If you want to talk to him, he'd just sit there and answer any question you got. He just loves to talk about it. He doesn't really care.
I've heard parts of it from when he's been on with Math Pig, but that's all I know of him.
Yeah, there's oh my god, there's so much to it. But I can appreciate his line of thinking at the very least. And I can say it's interesting and I can say it's different. So I don't mind talking to him. But if you ever convince me about God, then all the rest of it's irrelevant. So I don't want to talk about it.
My position is that, even if I give you that God exists and is exactly how it's described in the Bible, you've still got a long way to go to convince me that he's worth worshiping. He's an egotistical, genocidal maniac. Why would you worship that?
But if they prove to me that he exists and he's actually what a god should be, like kind, caring, blah 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 blah, cool. I'm game for that. But again, that's not a god to me. Someone who would let all that happen.
Yeah,
that's not very godly. That's more satanic. So if you're talking about a god, a true definition of a god, of what God should be, and just like a true definition of what a Christian should be, that doesn't exist either, really. I'm just fuck it.
I do have a quick solution to the problem of the triple omnis.
Yeah.
You can have your triple omni god if you accept that he's also incompetent.
Yeah, you have to change one of the definitions of the omnis to make that work.
Well, and that's the thing, honestly. I mean, considering all of the suffering in the world, like, you can't convince me that there's an all-powerful and benevolent God. Like, I mean, because benevolence requires goodness. Now, if there was an all-powerful apathetic God, okay, maybe, that I could see. Like, and I know I've said it before, like, if there was a creator God, to me, it was literally like, it's B-Stream. She won't mind the little bit of graphic, but I had said it before about it's essentially like a college guy in his dorm room, and the tissue after he's done with it, it's tossed in the bin, never to be thought of after. So you got that spark that created the universe, and then there's no further concern or thought to anything. Now, I don't believe that, but I have more track with that, or with gods more like the Greeks, the Greek gods, because they were capricious. They were just as flawed, and I mean, they could be just as evil as humans. So it's like, if there are gods like that, where they are more of a reflection of what humanity is like, and all of the flaws that are inherent to our being, jealousy, wrath, and so forth. Again, that would have more, it would seem more substantial and more real to me than someone that is all powerful, all loving, all good. And because there's just way too much suffering in the world for that to ever be the case, that kind of a being would be in charge of the universe. Because I know what I would do if I was God. And I sure as shit would not have things be the way that they are. Like, if I had the powers of the Judeo-Christian God, I could come up with a better system in my sleep. And I wouldn't care if people didn't fucking worship me.
Yep.
I really wouldn't. Like, and I honestly don't think I would even do, like, eternal punishment, because I think that a infinite punishment for a finite crime is just barbaric. Now, punishment for, crime, sure. Like, would I, torture Hitler? Yeah. Like, I would literally, torture Hitler and let Hitler suffer in hell. But I would try to make it as proportionate to the crimes as possible. So maybe for, the lifespan of every single one of his victims, that's how long he suffers for. So if being all-knowing, I would know that every person that died in the Holocaust would have lived X number of years. And for every single one of those years, he'll suffer for that. Yep. And there would be a chance at redemption. But if you want to stay an evil fuckwit, then you can just stay suffering. I'm not going to care. But for your average everyday person, like...
I'm actually interested in this point, and I just want to bounce off a little bit and say that if we don't have free will, then the idea about punishing someone for anything really is the wrong way to take a look at it. It's more about, how do you change the behavior? How do you change the behavior from something what we would consider to be, evil to not evil? And that's only if we don't have free will. I mean, what's the use of punishing them?
Yeah, that's the one thing that my brother says that makes a lot of sense to me. That really just, when I hear it, I go, well, yeah, of course it should be that way. Is that God sees us all like children, and we're still learning, and he's not going to hold any of this against us. Now that makes more sense to me.
Yeah, and that is, is it universalism? Is the Christian concept that everyone goes to heaven?
I have no idea. He has no set background. There's so much to it.
Keep in mind, there's only one crime that will get you into hell, and that is not believing in God. That's literally it.
It depends which sect of Christianity you follow for that.
You've also got to remember, I believe in the Christian God. I just think the Christian conception of the Christian God is a dick.
I think
according to the Bible, the unforgivable sin is blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. That's the only unforgivable sin.
That's
so
correct.
It has nothing to do with any denomination. That is, according to the Bible, the unforgivable sin. So you can murder, you can rape, you can do anything as long as you believe in Jesus Christ. You'll end up in heaven. But if you don't, you're fucked.
Vic, Hitler would be chilling in heaven because Gott mit uns,
Yep.
literally God is with us.
Yes, and all his victims would be in hell because they don't believe in Jesus Christ.
Real simple system that would make sense. You die and go to heaven as your reward. If you don't, as God, I'm done with you. I'm not going to bother with you. You're eternal. You get to wander around the earth forever.
Going to heaven is not a reward, and the reason I try the way I try to explain this to people is, what's your favorite food? Now eat your favorite food for a year, nothing else. See if it's still your favorite food.
If they say that you are going to be truly happy in heaven, and this is why this is how my brother proved the point to me of as far as if there's a God, why he would forgive everybody. If you're going to be truly happy in heaven, then anything that makes you happy would be there, including the people you love.
Yes.
And so I said to Richard, I said, so you're telling me that I don't have to believe and I can go to heaven anyways. And he said, yeah, you can just make the decision on the spot and say, okay, you know what? I'm going. And they'll take you.
Well, and here's the thing.
Because if you're going to be eternally without the people you love, you're not going to be happy.
Well, and that's actually what got me out of, Christian thinking was it wasn't hell. And while I found hell barbaric, it was literally the concept of heaven. Because if I die and go to heaven and my son dies and goes to hell, there's only a few ways that could happen where, it could be paradise. And that's if I have no memory of my son or my life, then, I wouldn't know he ever existed, but then what was the point of living this life? And my memories, we are a collection of our experiences, and our memories help shape us into who we are. That would literally be like taking away part of me. Or I would have some matrix-like construction for heaven that, would have my son in it, even if he was being tormented. And I would rather an ugly truth than a beautiful lie. I don't want something that is fake. I want something that is real. So the only other option is I know my son's in hell and I will not be able to have paradise knowing he's suffering for eternity. So ultimately, to me, the idea of paradise that Christians are promised was completely nonsensical, because you'd either have to give up who you are, live in a fantasy world, and never knowing whether you actually have the person you love with you or whether they're being traumatized and tortured for all eternity. Or, and then you're traumatized by the fact that they're being traumatized. So
yeah.
Well, for me,
I do have to run because I have an early show tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Get ready for it. But I'm very happy to be here. I had a great time. Thanks for having me on once again. Take care, everyone.
Always appreciate you, Andy. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. For me, heaven runs into...
I'm
Let
going
Jenny
to
go.
as well, because I'm sick of this topic, and it's just absolutely a waste of time to talk about something that doesn't exist.
Touche.
Okay,
I'm going to end it. You know what?
Jen
I've been
this
going for almost
one.
2 hours. I'm going to end it in a second anyway. So,
Okay.
So any
To be
last thoughts
fair-
for that before we go?
In my defense, whilst you boring people were talking about this nonsense, and I'm with you on this one, Jen, I kind of muted you, and I was doing a fantasy thing. Do you want to hear my fantasy, B?
You ordered pizza again?
With mermaids. Go ahead, Stool.
I went on a tangent, and I was having a little bit of a fantasy moment where B was running through Zombieland with doing that thing that Americans do. And being totally badass and protecting me. Because seriously, that leather is the best leather ever.
Oh, yeah. You say that to Kate too, don't you?
I've no idea who Kate is.
He says that to everyone.
This is true. I'm a.
You know what's funny is Kate just can't. She hates Stool. And Stool's like, I love you anyway. It's great. I just laugh. See, when honestly, I'm going to say this before we go. When I first saw Stool and he was talking to people, I was like, man, he's a dick. What an asshole. I don't like him. And then I realized he was just being a fucking smartass the entire time. He's just always a smartass. And if you could accept that.
And you know, B, when you really get to know him, you will find out he's a dick. Just saying.
Whatever.
He's a dick. You expect him to be a dick, but possibly just, part of the charm.
The wonderful thing is, I literally did just slightly nod off and snooze. You know when you
I'm
close
sorry,
your
I wasn't
eyes.
listening. I'm about to end the stream. What? No. I heard you.
You know when your eyes close and you drift into a weird land. I literally went into some kind of weird video game. And you were there.
That never happened to me.
With your big guns doing this.
Like that? Man, my tongue must have got tired repeating that sound over and over again every time I shot a zombie.
Yeah, science, because
hold on.
That's what guns sound like.
Yeah, they do. They really do. I've shot them before. I know. So, seriously though, thank you all for coming in, and I totally appreciate everybody here. I appreciate everybody in the chat, and it does mean a lot to me that we can all get together and bullshit and give each other hell, and there's still love at the end of the night. So, I'll
do my dance.
Thank you all as well. Thank you, everybody on the panel, because as much as we give each other shit or talk over each other, we're all pretty respectful, and it's mostly accidental. So I do appreciate the respect on my streams. What, Jenny?
I do want to emphasize there's love for everyone, but except for Stool.
Well,
that's
Stool's an asshole,
just want to make that clear.
I still like him.
Just want to make that clear.
Peter,
thanks,
Peter, you've got to accept one very simple fact. It's over.
Yes.
We are no more. I've moved on. B is now my new thing, okay?
Okay, guys, and that's it for tonight. I love you all. Take care. Peace out. Take care of one another. Be respectful. Be kind. And we'll see you guys.